Good evening, welcome to SouthAsia Newsline. I'm Uzma Jaffrey. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 28th of May. India posts lowest daily rise in COVID-19 cases in over a month. Taliban accuses US of seeking regional bases post-withdrawal from Afghanistan. And Nepal PM says condition unfavorable to hold November polls in disputed border area with India. And now for all the details. Coronavirus infections in the South Asia region surpassed 30 million on Friday, led by India, which is struggling with the second COVID-19 wave and a vaccine shortage across the region. On Friday, India reported 186,364 new coronavirus infections during the previous 24 hours, its lowest daily rise since April 14. With daily cases falling, there is hope that its second wave is ebbing.
India, the second most populous country in the world this month, recorded its highest COVID-19 death toll since the pandemic began last year, accounting for just over a third of the overall total. India on Friday reported 186,364 new coronavirus infections during the previous 24 hours, its lowest daily rise since April 14. India has so far reported nearly 27.6 million cases and 318,895 deaths. India's daily coronavirus infections has been falling in the past few days, offering hope that its second wave is ebbing. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Friday announced relaxing a few restrictions and unlocking the capital gradually from Monday, as the COVID-19 situation is coming under control. Kejriwal, however, said if cases start to rise again, lockdown will be reinstated.
अब हफ्ता दर हफ्ता हम जनता के सुझावों के आधार के ऊपर और एक्सपर्ट्स की ओपिनियन के आधार पर इसी तरह से धीरे धीरे लॉकडाउन खोलने की प्रक्रिया जारी रखेंगे, बशर्ते कोरोना फिर से बढ़ने ना लगे। अगर बीच में ऐसे लगता है कि कोरोना बढ़ने लग गया तो फिर हमें एक्टिविटीज़ खोलने की प्रक्रिया को भी रोकना पड़ेगा।
This month, India opened its coronavirus vaccination campaign to everyone aged 18 or older. However, it has not been able to meet vaccine demand despite being one of the biggest vaccine producers in the world. India has been inoculating its people with the AstraZeneca vaccine produced locally at the Serum Institute of India, Covaxin made by local firm Bharat Biotech, and has been rolling out Russia's Sputnik V.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday undertook an aerial survey to review the situation in the wake of Cyclone Yaas. The aerial survey covered parts of Odisha and West Bengal states. At least 10 million people have been affected by the strong winds and downpours brought by the powerful tropical cyclone Yaas, which made landfall on India's eastern coast on Wednesday.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday visited eastern Odisha and West Bengal states to review the situation arising out of Cyclone Yaas. He undertook an aerial survey of the cyclone-affected areas in both the states. In Odisha's Bhubaneswar, he chaired a meeting to review the relief and rehabilitation measures being undertaken with Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik and other officials. At least 10 million people have been affected by the strong winds and downpours brought by the powerful tropical cyclone Yaas, which made landfall on India's eastern coast on Wednesday. Yaas had weakened on Thursday to a deep depression as it drove inland over the Indian state of Jharkhand. The cyclone swept the coastal areas with a wind speed of 130 to 140 kilometers per hour, damaging around 300,000 houses in some coastal towns as a number of districts were flooded. At least 5 people were killed after the cyclonic storm hit the coastal area of the eastern Indian states of West Bengal and Odisha.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Secretary General Hassan Iqbal has refuted reports of rift within the party's ranks, saying that party president Shehbaz Sharif has not extended any invitation to Pakistan People's Party and Awami National Party to rejoin the opposition alliance.
PMLN, the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Secretary General Hassan Iqbal on Thursday denied any rift within the party's ranks, saying that party president Shehbaz Sharif has not extended any invitation to PPP, the Pakistan People's Party, and ANP, the Awami National Party, to rejoin the opposition alliance Pakistan Democratic Movement. Hassan's statement came following a recent dinner reception hosted by leader of the opposition in the National Assembly, Shehbaz Sharif, for parliamentary leaders of the opposition parties, including PPP and the ANP. Reports surfaced that it was an attempt to urge the two parties to rejoin the PDM for a more effective anti-government movement. It was followed by media statements by PMLN Vice President Maryam Nawaz and senior party leader Shahid Khaqan Abbasi, who opposed the PPP and ANP's rejoining without responding to show-cause notice issued to both the parties.
लिहाजा शहबाज शरीफ साहब ने जो इशाया दिया था उसका मकसद पार्लियामेंट के अंदर बजट इजलास के लिए तमाम ऑपोजिशन को मुत्तहद करना है। पीडीएम एक सियासी इत्तेहाद है जिससे अगर पीपल्स पार्टी और एएनपी ने अलहदा होने का फैसला किया ये उनका इख्तियार है।
Iqbal said that the PDM's leadership level meeting would be held on May 29, in which it would announce its future course of action. The rift within the multi-party opposition alliance had emerged over PPP and ANP's decision to seek support from a party of the ruling coalition during the Senate election.
In news from Afghanistan, the Taliban in a new statement has warned that the US seeking military presence in the region, especially in Pakistan, post-withdrawal of troops will lead to more bloodshed. This comes despite Pakistan ruling out the possibility of allowing the US to operate a military base or conduct drone operations in Afghanistan from its soil.
The Taliban in a new statement has accused the United States of seeking a military presence in the region, especially in Pakistan, as part of its efforts to maintain surveillance in Afghanistan, warning that it will lead to more bloodshed in the country if it takes place. In the statement, the Taliban has asked Pakistan not to facilitate the continuation of what it termed as Afghanistan's occupation. Otherwise, it will be a big blunder for Pakistan. However, Pakistan had earlier this week ruled out the possibility of allowing the US to operate a military base or conduct drone operations in Afghanistan from its soil. This comes as last week General Frank McKenzie, the commander of US Central Command, has said that negotiations with Afghanistan's neighbors for overflight rights and troop basing are moving forward but will take time. The US Central Command announced on Tuesday that they estimate the withdrawal of American troops to be somewhere between 16 to 25% complete. So far, 5 US-controlled installations have also been handed back to Afghan Defense Ministry.
Moving on to news from Nepal. Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has ruled out possibilities of holding elections announced to be held in November in the disputed tri-junction of Limpiadhura, Lipulekh and Kalapani. Nepal had last year approved the new political map, triggering a sharp reaction from India over areas which it maintains are its territory.
Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli on Thursday ruled out possibilities of holding elections announced to be held in November in the disputed tri-junction of Limpiadhura, Lipulekh and Kalapani. Oli, who has dissolved the parliament and called for fresh elections in November, said that conditions were unfavorable in the field when asked about plans to hold the polls in areas that were included in Nepal's map last year. Last year, Nepal amended the constitution by incorporating a new political and administrative map in the preamble, triggering a sharp reaction from India over Limpiadhura, Kalapani and Lipulekh, the areas which it maintains are part of its territory.
हामीले हाम्रो जमिन हाम्रो राजनीतिक तथा प्रशासनिक नक्सामा सामेल गरेर पास गरेका छौँ त्यसलाई संविधानको अनुसूचीमा पनि सामेल गर्न सकेका छौँ। यस सम्बन्धमा भारतसँग हामी गम्भीरताका साथ कुराकानी गरिरहेका छौँ तर यथार्थ के हो भने विगत 58 वर्षदेखि लिम्पियाधुरा लिपुलेख र कालापानी क्षेत्र भारतको नियन्त्रणमा रहेको छ।
Diplomatic ties between India and Nepal worsened after the inauguration of a road linking Kailash Mansarovar via Lipu Lake on May 8 last year, after which Nepal handed over a diplomatic note to India objecting to the move. India's foreign ministry said the road going through northern Uttarakhand's Pithoragarh district lies completely within the territory of India. Nepal said it has consistently maintained that as per the Sugoli Treaty 1816, all the territories east of Kali River, including Limpiadhura, Kalapani and Lipu Lake, belong to Nepal.
More on news from Nepal. As the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic has hit the Himalayan nation of Nepal hard, its army has come forward to lend help in the form of medical supplies and oxygen cylinders. Meanwhile, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli on Thursday called on the international community to supply the nation with COVID vaccines.
As Nepal is witnessing a massive surge in daily COVID-19 cases and is reeling under a severe health shortage of medical equipment, the Nepal army has come forward at this hour of crisis to provide support in the form of medical facilities, oxygen and vaccines. The army has already brought more than 1,000 cylinders of oxygen for the hospitals of Kathmandu Valley alone within last 2 weeks. The army personnel are also helping government in managing the bodies of COVID-19 patients. The Himalayan nation as of Friday reported 542,256 confirmed cases of coronavirus with 6,951 deaths so far. Meanwhile, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli on Thursday called the international community to supply the nation with COVID vaccines. The country of nearly 30 million people has so far received just over 3 million doses from various sources and has reportedly vaccinated about 2 million people with the AstraZeneca vaccine produced by India and China's Sinopharm.
Social workers and animal lovers in India's northeastern Assam have stepped in to feed hungry stray animals amid restrictions to stem the coronavirus spread. With roads and public places lying deserted, animals in many parts of the country can be often seen wandering in the streets in search of food.
Social workers and animal lovers in Guwahati city of India's northeastern Assam state have stepped in to feed hungry stray animals at a time when several states have imposed lockdown as the country struggles to curb the coronavirus spread. With over 55,000 active cases in Assam state and the roads and public places lying deserted, animals in many parts of the country are often seen wandering in the streets in search of food. The residents in Guwahati city came to the rescue of the starving monkeys and they feed them with chickpeas, fruits and vegetables.
तो अभी लॉकडाउन का जो पोजीशन चल रहा है हम लोग का मोस्टली आप चाहे इंसान को भी ले लीजिए चाहे जानवर को कोई को भी ले लीजिए यहाँ तक पहुँचना जैसे आप देखे होंगे हम लोग अभी जो मंदिर के इधर में आते हैं और पिछले कितने दिनों से आए रहे हैं हम लोग हमारा कोशिश यही रहता है कि मतलब इंसान भी और जानवर की दोनों को समान मात्रा में खाना मिलना चाहिए कोई भूखा नहीं रहना चाहिए
Millions of India's street animals including monkeys, dogs and cows are going hungry, but good Samaritans are venturing outside during the pandemic to feed them. As of Friday, India reported over 27.55 million confirmed cases of coronavirus with 318,895 deaths so far.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Good night.